What's up, Kobe? How we doing? Hey, YouTube. We're going to be talking about creative finance today. Okay. I'm going to go live on Discord where I'm going to share my screen, but you guys can listen to this as kind of like a visual podcast type of thing. Hey, Trevor. Appreciate it, man. Richard, how do I wholesale? Teach me. That's what we're here to talk about. I'm super OCD about being comfortable in my chair. I'm always shifting. Come on! Oh, we're so close. Keep up the great education and content. No.
Oh, okay. I thought something broke. I was like,
No, I'm just playing. Okay, so I haven't talked about this, but I'm leaving the country for a while, in a couple days. So we'll be out of our typical live stream station, but I'll be around and we can still chat. But I'm gonna be gone for some time, and I'm gonna continue these live streams. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Today's live stream is going to be kind of crazy. I'm going to be talking about how to buy your first house. But not normally, guys, not normally. I understand the issues that we're facing as Americans right now and just people in general. And yeah, I'm going to be breaking down how we can solve that. Switch my camera on here. Let's add everyone. Want to learn how to buy your first house with 0.0 down and no credit check? Join my live. Okay. So please, I need $59,000. Man, you'd have to find me a big deal for that. Sorry to hear about that, though. Show off your physique. It's on my Instagram right now. I posted a picture too. Big echo? Echo? TikTok, you guys hear an echo? I don't hear an echo. Well, today we're going to be talking about creative financing. And I know we've got some questions, but I'm going to spend an hour just breaking this process down for you because this is like the key to the housing crisis. This guy says I have $5, take it or leave it, and $5 will be enough. That will be enough. So I'm going to break this down. I'm first going to identify the issue that we are experiencing right now, and then I'm going to talk about the solution to it. So I went to school for business. My parents told me that you should go to college, you should get a job, and when you go to college and when you get a job, you can rise through the ranks. You can rise through the ranks, and through rising up through the ranks, a little bit redundant, you can eventually afford a house. Now, I live in Oregon, and Oregon is moderate in terms of home prices. You know, our median housing price here might be $450,000. It's not particularly cheap, but it's not particularly expensive. Is this only for people living in the US? No. Is this only for people who are above 18? No. But, you know, I went to the job fair, the career fair when I was in college, and I started asking them, hey, what kind of salary can I expect? Like what's standard? What should I expect if I'm getting out of college? And then what should the next 10 years look like for me? And the answer was about $60,000 a year. And you know, maybe some people are happy with $60,000 a year, but I want to own a house. You know, I really want to own a house. I feel like the way that our parents were able to retire was not off of just saving up a massive lump sum of money, but they sold their houses. And when they sold their houses, they had a lot of money to play with. And I just don't want to flush $20,000 down the toilet in rent each year. So the concern is, if I'm making $60,000 a year, how much do I make per month? I mean, let's go through it. If I make 60 a year, how much am I making per month? Is that $5 per month? 60,000 divided by $5,000. or I'm sorry, divided by 12. Yeah, you're making $5,000 per month. Now after taxes, your 60,000 is closer to $40,000. So let's multiply 40,000, or let's divide 40,000 by 12. So really I'm making about $3,300 a month. And then I've got to pay my rent. So let's take the $3,300 and then we can subtract the rent payment, maybe $1,500. And then maybe you have to commute. Maybe your car payment with insurance is $500 per month. That's pretty standard. Then you have to buy groceries. Maybe your groceries are $400 per month. That's pretty cheap. And any other bills you have, phone, electric, gas, water, they kind of chip away from that income. And you're left with about $500 a month to spend. Now, with that level of income, I can't qualify to buy a house. I just don't really have a way to buy a house with the income that my degree got me. Now, housing goes up in the United States year after year after year, and then there's inflation. So as my income goes up, it doesn't really go up. I mean, my salary may increase, but inflation kind of makes sure that it has the same purchasing power that it did last year. So this is the housing crisis. The issue that I'm describing right now is the housing crisis. For many, many, many Americans, buying a house is no longer something that they can do. You could do it in Detroit, you could do it in Cleveland, Ohio, but in the vast majority of places in the United States, it's not really feasible for 20-year-olds to buy houses. I think millennials still kind of have a chance because they've been in the workforce for so long. But if you're coming out of college right now, it's not really possible. And I think the average age of a home buyer now is closer to 33 years. So that's the issue that we're facing. And today I'm going to talk about the solution to that. The issue is the income that we are paid, the salaries that we are paid do not match the value of houses in the United States. And that's the housing crisis for you. Now, I own 23 properties. I have 23 doors. I own in Colorado, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Indiana, Alabama, maybe a couple other states as well. And every house that I own is between $300,000 and $600,000. So I'll give you an example of the type of property I own. 7605 Merganser is one of my houses. So I don't own like shitty rental properties. I own the type of houses that you guys would want to live in. So I'm actually that's one of my houses right there. I'm pretty familiar with this type of acquisition where you buy houses that you want to live in, right? So I'm going to talk about how I did it today. I have acquired about a $7 million real estate portfolio over the past 2.5 years of purchasing properties. And I've never used credit before. I have multiple VA loans. I'm not a veteran. You hear that? I have multiple VA loans. In fact, that house right there, multiple VA loans. Not on that house, but I have multiple VA loans. This property is a VA loan. I have multiple conventional loans, multiple FHA loans. And the thing about it is, they're not my loans. They're somebody else's loans. Other people have kept their loan in place and given me the title to their property. I own the property. Their name is on the mortgage. And the significance of this is I have no debt to income ratio. It's not on my debt to income ratio. It's not on my credit report. It's fully invisible. So that's pretty crazy, right? Because beyond just the down payment and income requirement necessary, you also have to have the credit in order to purchase a property. And that's something that not everybody has. So how did I do it? And how can you buy things like this for zero? Yes, $0 down with an interest rate that no longer exists. Well, I'm gonna jump into that right now. So here's the theory behind it. Here's the principle behind buying a house without money. Here's how you do it. We're not getting a loan. We are taking over somebody's debt. But the financial situation that the seller needs to be in is rather important. And I call it a low equity situation. I didn't invent that term. Low equity just means you're not going to make any money if you sell your property. So there are tens of thousands of houses that are for sale right now where the seller would just give you their house. Can I get some audience members to throw in their city of choice? Where would you like to live? Is there a reason you only have 23 properties? I feel like you should have more. I guess I got to lock in, man. I'm sorry. Nashville. Great. So somebody says Nashville. And And Discord, I heard somebody say you don't see my screen share. I just restarted that. Okay, Nashville, Tennessee. Don't worry, I'm going to do this for a number of different people. So what I'm going to do is on my software, this is PropStream, by the way, I'm going to look up Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to see if I could find somebody who would give me their property. Now, Nashville is a pretty desirable market. I wonder if I could find somebody who'd give me their property. Well, here's one. Now, this is a condo, and it's not exactly what I was looking for, but at the same time, it's a property. Check this out. This is a house that's listed for sale at $144,000. This guy owes $136. You know what happens if you sell your house for $144 and you owe $136? Well, let's find out. And Instagram, I'll show you guys too. I know you're eager to see this. I'm sharing my screen with everybody on Discord. If you want to see more of my screen share, just click that link in my bio. So $144,000 asking price, they owe $136,000. Now, what happens if you accept an offer at your asking price on this property? Keep in mind, this is the first property that showed up. The first property that showed up. Well, realtors in the chat will tell you that they charge anywhere from 5 to 6%, 2.5% for the buyer's agent, maybe 3% for the seller's agent, or vice versa, maybe 3.5% for the seller's agent, 2% for the buyer's agent. It's negotiable, but on average, it's 5 to 6%. So if I take 5% off the top of the asking price of the seller, they're walking away with 137. You know, they owe 136. Do you understand? The first house that I pulled up listed for 144,000. If they accept their asking price and the realtor takes 5%, which is usually considered a discounted rate, it's a friend rate for a realtor to charge you 5%. Well, you're going to make about $1,000 at your asking price. And this is the type of individual who would give you their property for $0 down. Do you understand why? Because people negotiate in real estate. This property is coming up on 2 months sitting on the market, which isn't a particularly long time, but it's definitely long enough for buyers to know, hey, we could definitely negotiate on this. So if somebody offers even $1,000 below asking price, they're not going to make any money on the sale. The address on that is 500 Paragon Mills Road, number N13 in Nashville. Let's go ahead and see if we can find another one. Does anybody else have a city where they'd like me to find a free property for them? Where else are we from? If you want to see my data filter, Mr. Blue, hop in my Discord. The link is in my bio. I'm currently sharing my screen with 205 people. All right, Eugene, Oregon, pretty close to my hometown. I live in Portland, Oregon. I'm going to pull up Eugene, Oregon. Let's see what we can find here. So I can see that there's a lot of houses for sale in Eugene, Oregon, and I'm looking for that low equity seller. And I've already found them. I've already found this person. I'm looking at a single family property that is currently listed for $419,000. And I can see that they have a mortgage on the property of $383,000. Yes, we have a ton of people watching my screen share, guys. I totally understand you want to see my screen share. Just click the link in my bio. You can see my screen share. But we're talking about how to get houses for free right now. And if you're like, that doesn't exist. Yes, it does. Look at this. This is the first house that I found in Eugene, Oregon. Listed for $420,000. They owe $383,000. It's been there for 2 months too. So what happens? What happens if they accept an offer at their asking price? Remember, you're not getting asking price in a buyer's market. The buyer's market means that there are way more sellers than there are buyers, and buyers can afford to be picky here. So if we accept an offer at $420,000 and the realtor takes their 6% commission, they walk with $394,000, but unfortunately, they owe $383,000. So at their asking price, they make $11K. Okay, fine. You make $11,000 at your asking price, but we're coming up on 2 months on market. Do we really think that nobody's made an offer during that 2-month period of time? No, people have made offers, but the thing is, those offers are coming in at 405, 410. In fact, buyer's agents coach their clients to go a little bit below list price, and they'll inform them on how to do that. So let's run the numbers one more time on this beautiful house in Eugene, Oregon, and we'll keep looking at a couple more deals. This house is listed for $420,000, but what's a reasonable offer? How about $405,000? $405,000 is not that crazy after 2 months on market. Well, if we take 6% off the top of $405,000, they walk with $380,000. They owe $383,000. You understand? You don't see the Discord link? It's going to be the first link in my bio. It says join Hold My Hand Wholesale. I understand it can be a little confusing. It's on WAP.com. WAP is not Discord. I don't get it. Well, WAP is a portal to Discord for us. What's 405 or 410, if you don't mind me asking? Sure. Let's go ahead and run this at 410. I mean, somebody's asking 420 for their house. Somebody could conceivably offer $410,000. If 6% is the realtor's commission, they walk with 385 and they owe 383. Do we have any more locations where you'd like me to look? Where else would we like to find a house? I'm just trying to illustrate that this is happening everywhere. Okay, great. I see Pittsburgh. My mom's from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay. Now I have my filters in place, and one of the first properties I found is exactly what we're talking about. This is a house listed for $189,000. They've been on market for 12 days and they owe $173. Well, what happens if they get their asking price? Do we want to see the house? It's not a bad house at all. San Diego. I actually have this type of deal closing in San Diego right now. $0 down. I'll tell you about it in just a moment here. So this is the property, right? This property, which seems to be in rental ready condition, doesn't really look like that bad of a house. Well, it's listed for $189 and they owe $173, right? So if it's listed for $189,000, 189, and somebody's like, you know what, no negotiation, asking price. And the realtor's like, you know what, I'm going to take 6% of the sales price, which is standard. Sometimes it's 7% in these low price points because they just don't really make any money. They walk with 177. They owe 173 at their asking price. At their asking price, the seller of this property walks away with the difference of 173 and 177. That's $4K. Anybody else? We want to try a more luxury market? San Diego. Okay, San Diego. I see we want to see if this exists in luxury markets. Now I'll tell you, I have this exact deal in closing. So this ain't a theory. I'm going to be leaking addresses that are closing right now. Anyways, let's see what we can find in San Diego, California. What a beautiful market. And how long would it take me to find something like this? Somebody who would give me their houses for free. I'm happy to show you my filters. You're just going to click the link in my bio, hop and Hold My Hand Wholesale, where my screen is currently shared with 225 other individuals. This is how many people are watching me do exactly what I'm talking about in front of you right now. You see all these people? They're all watching. I'm going to bring them up for questions in just a second here. That link is in my bio. People are saying very bad audio. Sounds fine. Oh, okay. People are saying it sounds fine. Well, how long would it take me to find a deal? Found one. This is a house that is currently listed at $899,000. They owe $834. Now your commission is much larger on these more expensive houses, as realtors will let you know. Not a higher percentage, but a higher amount of money. Now, this property is honestly quite stunning. You guys want to see it? I'll show you guys. Look at this beautiful house in San Diego. You'd imagine the seller's going to make a lot of money on the sale of this thing, right? Yeah? What do you think? Beautiful property. Love it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and show Instagram really quickly so that they can get an idea of what we're looking at here. The seller's asking $899. It's a really great property. Let's just scroll down and look through these photos. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this seller has a mortgage of, drum roll, $835. $835. Now, what's a reasonable offer? What's a reasonable offer on a $900,000 house in a buyer's market? I'm going to say 875. Do you guys think 875 is a decent offer? You're asking 900. Can I give you 875? Yeah, I'm not going to say that that's too offensive of an offer. I feel like that's a reasonable offer. I don't think that's a low ball at all. So if you take 875, how much does the realtor take in commission? Well, I'm going to take off 6%. They walk with 822. They owe 834. They rejected the 875 offer, and it looks like the buyer's going to have to come up to 890. Now we're just about 9K below their asking price. Chat, tell me, do we think 9K below asking price is a reasonable offer? Jake, man, why are you crashing out? I hope you're doing okay. Well, 890 is 10K below list. And honestly, that's a phenomenal offer. But if they accept 890, they walk with 836 and they owe 834. So at their damn near asking price, they're going to make 2K. They're going to make 2K on the sale. You understand? So tell me if you would agree to this. Tell me if you would agree to this. You are the seller of this property. If you sell your house at your asking price, you make 2K. If somebody negotiates with you, you bring money to the closing table. And you know what we do in real estate? We negotiate. So if I came to you and I said, hey, how about I just take over your mortgage? Can I just take over your mortgage for you? Would you add me on to the ownership of your property? Can I take over your mortgage for you? $0. I'm not going to give you any money. Or we can buy it through your realtor. You're going to have to bring about, I don't know, 10, 15,000 to the closing table with a reasonable offer. Now, here's a good objection. Mortgages have to be assumable from the start. You are absolutely right. If you're assuming a mortgage, that mortgage needs to be assumable. And the only mortgages that are assumable for the most part are government-backed loans. What are government-backed loans? VA loans, FHA loans, not conventional loans. So this would only work on mortgages that are assumable, right? I own about 8 conventional loans. How'd I do that? How do I have eight conventional loans across the United States? As a 24-year-old who's never had a job before, how do I have that doesn't quite make sense. How do I have 8 conventional loans? How do I have 4 VA loans? How do I have 4 FHA loans? I suppose I could have assumed them, but I couldn't assume that many. Right? So how do I do it? We have any guesses? Any guesses before I tell you? I get their mortgage information from a website called PropStream. It's linked in my bio. What I do to take over people's debt is I put the property into a trust if it's not already in a trust, okay? I put the property into a trust and I have the owner add me on as an owner to the trust. They stay on it, but we write in the operating agreement that they don't have any control over the trust. It's kind of like if grandma becomes incapacitated, she owns a property, she's vulnerable to scams, right? She might add you on as the executor, the decision maker, the beneficiary of the trust so that you can easily inherit that property without having to pay all of the transfer taxes and so that you can make good decisions for her, right? Here's another scenario. I make about $2 million a year. And if I ever get married to somebody, they ain't not going to be able to afford my mortgage. You really think that my partner is going to be able to afford my mortgage? Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. Could I add them onto the ownership of my property though? Or do they have to qualify for that mortgage? You can add somebody onto the ownership of your property. I mean, it happens all the time. In fact, it's going to happen to you. It is going to happen to you. How many people here have parents that own property? How many people here have parents that own property? What do you think? My parents own property. What happens if mom and dad give you their property after they pass away? Do we know? Do you just get the house? Is it that simple? Well, no, not quite. You see, if you get the property after they pass away, they can give it to you, sure, but you're going to have to pay capital gains taxes from the time that they purchased the property to what it's worth now. Your parents own that property for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. How much has it gone up in value in 30, 40, 50 years? $1 million, $500,000, kind of a lot, right? You know what the capital gains tax is? It's 20%. So if your parents' house has been owned for 30 years, your grandparents' house has been owned for 30 years, expect to pay 20% capital gains taxes on that gain. expect to stroke a $200,000 check if it's $1 million on that property. Now, how do you avoid that? How do you avoid that? Well, you put the property into a trust and you give it to your kids, right? Now, I'll tell you a little bit of a family secret. Maybe I'm not supposed to say this. My grandma got dementia real bad, like really bad, completely lost her mind. She passed away about 1.5 years ago. Very unfortunate, but I think we're all past it now. And the end of life care that we had to give to her was very expensive. So what did my grandparents do? They took out a mortgage on their property that was paid off. And that property has a mortgage that is in my grandparents' name. Now, my grandfather is 94, 95 almost. He's got a mortgage on his property. That mortgage ain't coming out of his name, right? That house will be transferred to my father in a trust with my grandfather's name on the mortgage. So ownership is separate from debt. So as I said, you guys are already going to do this method of sale later in life if you're smart. Your parents probably have a property. Your parents probably care about you enough to set you up and give you that property later in life, right? They might have a mortgage on it because end of life care is expensive, whatever it may be, costs money. Maybe they just need money to live off of after they're done and they take out a mortgage on their property. That mortgage is still going to be in their name. You're probably not going to assume that mortgage. I mean, why would you? Well, you could still own the property, right? So the way that I own 23 properties at age 24, totaling a gross value of $7 million, the way that I live in this nice house right now is I had the owner add me on to the ownership of their property, and they didn't leave. They're still on the ownership, but within the operating agreement or structure of the entity that owns the property, whether it be an LLC or a trust, we've written in that the previous owner can't make any decisions for the property and can't collect any profit from the property. This is to protect ourselves against the due on sale clause. So there's something I'm not telling you here because this is insane. This is insane. This solves the entire housing crisis to know that you could do this. But there's something I'm not telling you. What could it be? Well, the bank actually wrote into the mortgage policy that if you sell the property and you transfer title with your name still on the mortgage and somebody else on the ownership, they could call that entire loan due on sale. Yeah, I'm serious. Whole thing could be due up front. You understand? That's dangerous. It's not that they will do that, and most of the time they don't, and I've never run into it before, but they could. And how the hell do you sleep at night knowing that your mortgage could be called due on sale? I mean, I honestly couldn't. So, due on sale. Is adding another owner onto your property a sale? I don't think so. I don't think adding another owner onto your property is a sale. In fact, my attorney told me it's legally called a personal property transfer rather than a real estate transaction. The house never sold. You simply added an owner onto it. So, this is all a nice theory, and I could be lying about my portfolio. But to illustrate the frequency and the attainability of this method of sale, is it okay if I show you guys 2 deals that I have closing like this right now? 2 houses for $0 down? I've done it over and over and over and over again. You guys want to see? I'll show you right now. Now, the first one I have is a condo in San Diego. It's a condo in San Diego. It's right next to the beach, right next to their biggest shopping mall in San Diego. And the seller of this property, he bought it within the past year. You know what happens when you buy a condo, especially how slow the condo market is? You know what happens when you buy a condo in the past year and then you try to sell it again? Well, you still got to pay your realtor 6%. Do you really think you've built 6% equity? Nah. So you know what I said to the owner live on this video with all you guys here about a month and a half ago? Hey man, have you thought about listing your property on market with a realtor? Oh, you have? Okay. What are they charging nowadays? I'm curious. Oh my God, 5 or 6%? That's crazy. Okay. So your house is worth 495. What do you owe? Damn, you owe 490 on it? So you're gonna have to bring about $20,000 to the closing table? Wow. How about I just take over your debt? How about I just take over your mortgage? $0 down? Why 0? Well, we don't have to. I mean, we could list it on market with a realtor and you could bring 20 to the closing table. It's just an offer. Oh, you want to do that? Okay, I'll send you a contract. And then I sent him a contract. And then I got this house in San Diego for $0 down, this condo in San Diego for $0 down. Yes, only Discord members are watching my screen share. Only Discord members are watching my screen share. To join my Discord, click the first link in my bio called Join Hold My Hand Wholesale. Anyways, the seller's just not going to make any money, so he gives me the property for $0 down. Now, if I came to you and I said, I got a beach condo in San Diego, 3K down, we have any takers? What do you think? Beach condo, San Diego, we got any takers? Yeah, you got to pay the mortgage payments. Any takers? It's 3K down. It's just 3K. What do you think? Well, I asked that question and I found somebody. His name is Kian. I pulled him straight out of my TikTok live stream. And he's paying me 3K for my contract. You see, I don't want a condo in San Diego that costs 4K a month. I don't want that shit. It doesn't cash flow. It barely appreciates. The interest rate is shit. I don't want that. So you know what I did? I called the owner. I got him to agree to $0 down. And then instead of buying the deal, I just found one of you guys. I mean, where do we live? Let's get our hometowns in the chat, guys. Let's do that one more time. Hometowns in the chat. If I found a house in your hometown and I said 5K down, no qualification, no credit check, none of that, would you give me the 5K? You can't get that elsewhere. What do we think? You give me that 5K down? Well, as I said, there are tens of thousands of sellers in the United States. And you know what? I just saw somebody type San Antonio in the chat. I'm in a bit of an unfortunate position right now with my house in San Antonio. I made kind of a bad buy. I owe exactly what it's worth, and it doesn't cash flow as a rental for me. The mortgage is more than the rent on my house in San Antonio. What would you say if I told you I'd give you my house? No qualification, no credit check, no debt to income ratio, $0 down. San Antonio, Texas. Oh, you want the address? It's 9711 Chelsea Circle. I don't want 5K for it. I just want you to take over my mortgage. It's not a good rental, but as far as to live in, oh, it's fully renovated. It's a beautiful house in a nice neighborhood. Any takers? See what I'm saying, guys? That's not a hypothetical, by the way. I am genuinely in the situation that I am describing to you now. The address is 9711 Chelsea Circle. The monthly payment on my loan is $2,300. The rent is $1,800. Oh man, that's not a good rental property, is it? But I bet you're paying $2,300 in rent, flushing that down the toilet. What if that went towards equity for your family? What if that became your generational wealth, the type of which you can't attain anymore? The house is yours. EB says, I'll take it. EB, you want to hop on a call right now? I'll sell you this house in real time. Will I own it or will you still be the owner? You will own the property. You will own the property. So we got a taker in the chat. We got a taker and he says he'll give me 5K down. EB, I'd love to do a deal with you, man. I'd love to do a deal with you. Let's see if we can get your phone number in the chat and I'll give you a call if you're comfortable with it. I just deleted TikTok and Instagram off my main cell phone, so I actually don't have a way to DM you anymore because I deleted it. I was scrolling too much. But, if you post your phone number in the chat, I will go ahead and give you a call right now, and I will sell you my property in real time. You want to see it? 9711 Chelsea Circle, Selma, Texas. So this isn't a hypothetical. This is my house. I owe just about what it's worth. It's worth about $275. I think I owe $285 or something on it. It's fully renovated. No, Vince, not really. I go by Richard. And is Hold My Hand Wholesale free? No, Hold My Hand Wholesale is really expensive. It's $20 a month. So yeah, I'm in that situation, but the thing is, there are tens of thousands of Americans also in this situation, all over the United States, everywhere. Let's look at one more deal, and then I'll take some questions from our viewers today. So we're looking at one in Phoenix, Arizona. Anybody live in Phoenix, Arizona? This is in Santan Valley, but pretty much Phoenix, Arizona. You want to see this beautiful property? I'm not just telling you guys how to beat the housing crisis. I'm telling you guys how to afford your dream house and how to turn this into a business. Yeah, EB, message me your number, man. Message me your number. So look at this house. This is a 2024 new construction in Santan Valley, Arizona, which is the Phoenix Metro. The house is in fully renovated condition. It's beautiful, right? Nice property, huh? The seller sold it to me for $0 down. There's no realtor to pay. Ain't no realtor to pay here. They gave it to me, $0 down. You know what I did? I went on TikTok and I said, anybody live in Phoenix, Arizona? I got a house for you. No qualification, no money down. I'm sorry, not no money down, 7K down. You know what they did? They gave me 7K, $7,000. Because I'll be honest, man, I don't want a house in Phoenix, Arizona that doesn't cash flow. This thing has a 5.5% interest rate. It doesn't cash flow. Somebody says, why don't you keep it? Why sell it? The interest rate is 5.5%, which is fine, but all of my interest rates are 2 to 3%, even 0%. I have 0% seller finance deals. And it doesn't cash flow, meaning that the mortgage is more than the house rents out for. So who is the only type of person who will buy a property where the mortgage is more than the house rents out for? Somebody says, find one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, I don't really have to. I already got one. It's in Norman, Oklahoma. I got this house for $0 down. We just sold it. It's a done deal. $0 down. Got it done right there. 1314 Charlotte. I got this one in Arizona, $0 down. Miami. Somebody says Miami. You think I could find one of these in Miami? Bet you can't in Syracuse, New York. I've got a challenge. We've got a challenge. We've got Syracuse and Miami. All right, let's start with Miami, Florida. How long is it going to take me to find one in Miami? Oh my God. Found one. This house is listed for $499. You know how much they owe on this beautiful Miami house? Just about $538. How much you got to bring to the table if you sell your house for $499 and you owe $538 on your property? How much do you think? I'll let you in on a little secret. It's about $60,000 cash to bring to the closing table. So it took me a long time to find one in Miami, didn't it? There's that $499 asking price. There's that $538 mortgage balance. Now we have somebody. Well, let's see if we can find another one in Miami. I feel like we could do even better than that. I'm looking for a beautiful property in Miami. Let's see what we can find. Oh, found one. That didn't take so long. Look at this beautiful Miami property. Check it out. This house is stunning. Nice little Spanish architecture here. We got a pool table in here. Oh my goodness, perfect. I love it. This is a beautiful property if I've ever seen one. Now, how much is the seller going to make? Well, let's find out. How much is he going to make on this sale? Looks like the seller has an asking price of $699, but he's doing price cuts because he's not getting his price. $699. Oh my God, he's been here for 151 days. How many months is that? 151 days on market. How many months is that? Is that 5 months on market? Do you have anything in Greensboro? Just a sec. I'll get to you. Absolutely, we do. I'll teach you how to catch your own fish. You don't have to rely on me. It is beyond easy to get these done. Beyond easy to get these done. And this type of deal, oh, everybody wants it. I mean, you guys are begging me for this type of deal right now. Gosh, it's almost like we should start a community just to teach people how to find these deals because it is such a valuable thing right now, given our current housing state. So this house is listed for $699. What's a reasonable offer after a house has been listed for $699 for 5 months? You've been there for 5 months. How do you feel in your mind? 5 months on market. How you feeling? Ugh, you probably don't think your house is going to sell. In fact, you might take a little bit below your asking price at that point. And when I say might, I mean definitely. So Your house is listed for $699 and somebody comes in with an offer of $675. That's not a bad offer. You've been there for 5 whole months, bro. You owe $629. Somebody just offered you $675. Your realtor is taking 6% of the sales price. Well, at $675, you make $5K. And that's only $25K below ask. So this person has been getting offer after offer after offer, maybe 30, maybe 40K below list. And the reality is they can't accept it because they're going to have to stroke a check to sell their property. Now, after that listing fails, you call the owner up, say, hey, man, weren't you going to have to bring money to the closing table to sell your house? Yeah? Why don't I just take over your mortgage? How do I JV with you if I can't afford Hold My Hand Wholesale? Hold My Hand Wholesale is $20, bro. If you can't afford Hold My Hand Wholesale, how do you eat? I just have to know. Anyways, I'm just baffled by this. But our next challenge is Syracuse, New York. Syracuse, New York. I mean, this guy said he doesn't think I could find one in Syracuse. Found one. Found one. The address is 532 Columbus Ave, Syracuse, New York. Currently listed for sale at $209,000. Uh-oh. They owe $187. Somebody says, break this down for me. All right, one more time. All right, one more time. You know, this property is listed for $209,000, and it's been about 2.5 months of trying to get that price. Uh-oh. They owe $187. Tell me what happens when you sell your property for $209,000 and you owe $187. Well, you're selling it for $209. As I said 20 million times before this, your realtor takes 6% and you walk away with $196 and you owe $187, meaning you make $9K on the sale. It's been there for 2.5 months though. Somebody negotiates with you. Oof. Yikes. Yikes. You're going to have to bring money to the closing table. So I'm using a website called PropStream to find out what people owe. But do you guys want to know my pitch? You guys want to know my pitch? Because, oh my God, I have a $7 million real estate portfolio consisting of 23 houses. This does not include the fix and flips I'm running right now. And I've taken over people's mortgages, except for I've known about this for 3 years. Well, you guys are now getting 4 to 7% interest rates. I have 2 to 3% interest rates on every single house I have. I've got one in Clearwater, Florida right now for 2.375 though. 2.375. We've got one in Clearwater, Florida if we have any takers. Anyways, we're going to see if we can hop on a call with that individual who we talked to earlier. He sent me his phone number. He wants to buy my house in San Antonio. You know, I told you I am in this situation right now. So we'll see if we can hop on a call with him. Let me call my editor because he's the one with all the info. Let's give him a call because he's got the TikTok on his phone. I'll hop on a call with him. What happens to the owner? Their debt to income ratio is offset. Hey, can you come to the studio?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Anyways, guys, we're going to hop on a call with a real life buyer and see if I can sell my house like this way. Guys, as the seller of a property who's not going to make any money on the sale of their house, I'll tell you what my mindset is like. I don't feel good, man. I don't feel good, but this guy, he's a lifeline to me. He's taken over the debt on my property. He is a lifeline to me. And if he doesn't want to take it over, oh my God, we got a line of people who would be willing to do so. Do you know why? Because I don't need a down payment. I'm not going to make any money on the sale. I don't need a down payment. Right? So you could just own that property, no credit check, no qualification, no debt to income ratio, $0 down. Unbelievable. Yo, you got you have your phone on you?
No, it's not there. Let me get it.
Yeah, get your phone because I need to get my TikTok DMs while I'm live. A guy DM me his number. I need to call him, but I don't have TikTok on my phone anymore. Thank you. Anyways, guys, this is what I do for work. This makes up almost every single deal that I have in closing right now. What about Wellington, Florida, guys? I tried to illustrate before that this exists everywhere. This exists everywhere. So the thing is, when you buy a property normally, not only do most Americans not have the income to buy it, but they don't have the credit to buy it either. That's not part of this deal. That's not part of that deal. You don't have a down payment. You don't have a credit check. You don't have any of that. It's unbelievable. But as I said, this is my job. So what I do for work is quite simple. I find people who are going to lose money on the sale of their property, and I offer to take over their debt. Now, if I like the property, I'll buy it myself, as I've done with my 23 others. But if I don't like the property, I'll pass it off to one of you guys. I'll just pass it off to one of you guys. Now, in the next week, I am collecting $12,000 in fees from people like you who I have paired with properties. Now, it's not that I'm a realtor, and it's not that I have to have money to do this. I call the people, I get them to accept $0 down, and then I pass the deal off to you guys. That's how I get it done. And this is a business model that can make you upwards of $30,000 or $40,000 per month. And it's not like you're cold calling people. Hi there, Mr. Seller. I see that you're drowning. Now bear with me, bear with me. What if you weren't drowning? Does that sound like a cold call, or does that sound like a lifeline? I don't know. You tell me. So let's see if this guy sent me his phone number. He didn't. He just said, this is Ernst. Okay, that doesn't help me, bro. I need your phone number. Call me. All right, Ernst, you've got my phone number in your DMs. If you want to call me, go ahead and give me a call. What happens if the buyer defaults? It negatively impacts the seller's credit score, not your own. Now, isn't that kind of predatory? Well, here's the thing. You know what I tell, you know why I'm okay with this as the person whose name is on the mortgage selling like this? Well, I structure it such that if the buyer misses 2 months of payments, I get the house back. What happens if they miss 2 months of payments 10 years down the line? How much money do I make? You missed 2 months of payments. Oh no, my credit score went down by 40 or 50 or 60 points. Oh, what am I going to do? But I also just made $200,000 in equity, right? Because you've paid it down by probably 50 to 100K, right? And then the property's gone up by 50 to 100K. You understand? So you're right. It does negatively impact the seller's credit score, as in me, my credit score, if you miss payments. But if you miss 2, I'm getting the house back, baby. And I'm not going to foreclose. I'm going to have you sign a document called the deed in lieu of foreclosure, which forfeits your right to a foreclosure proceeding. And I just get the house back. It's a transfer, like a quitclaim deed. All right. This person says, call me. What am I calling you about, bro? Call you? I don't have your cell phone, and I don't know what we're talking about. Why am I calling you? Now I got all these people in here. I got a million of you saying, find me a deal here, find me a deal here, call the realtor, help me out with this, and I'm happy to help you out. You know how else I make money? I do consultations on this method. So if you want to hop on a 30-minute call where I give you 10 properties in your market that you can buy for next to no money down, no qualification, book a 30-minute call with me. Book a 30-minute call. RJ, I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment, man. I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're asking. So anyways, guys, this method is a game changer, and I'm going to be taking questions on it for about an hour. So I'm going to take questions on this because I think a lot of people have questions. Do you have a real estate attorney to recommend? Yes, yes. Now, let's say you get a seller to agree. How much does the 30-minute call cost? A lot. No, it is a lot, but it's less than you'd pay for a house. Anyways, so I lost my train of thought. Oops. What was I going to say? I'm going to take questions for the next 30 minutes. You were asking, how do we close this deal? How do we close this if we go ahead and if we get it under contract and they agree to the offer? Well, the thing is, I want to let you know, I don't know how to open a trust. You can book me via the link in my bio, guys. I just let you know, guys, I don't know how to open a trust. This guy's putting his address in here. I see your address. What are you saying about the address? How much is the San Antonio house? I owe like $290, but I'm not going to ask you for a down payment at $0 down. Well, I use this company called Gold Key TC, and they close it for me. How do you make money passing it to others? Trevor, where do you live, bro? Let's say you live in Phoenix, Arizona. If I find you a house in Phoenix, Arizona for $0 down, will you give me $5K? or Warwick, Rhode Island? Would you give me $5K for a $0 down house? That's how. That's how. And people are like, no, well, that is the only place you're ever going to find it, right? So a lot of people say yes to that, and that's how I make my money. So I have, as I said, I'm collecting $12K in the next week off of finder's fees from people who want my position in the contract. See, Trevor said yes. There we go. Now, when I get somebody to say yes to this offer, I just got to let you guys know, I don't even know what type of trust we use to buy this. I don't know the closing attorney. I don't know the title work. I'm embarrassed to tell you guys this, but I don't know the first thing about this. I honestly don't. And what I do is I say, go to Gold Key TC. I go to Gold Key TC and they close it for me. So look up Gold Key TC, that stands for Transaction Coordination, and they'll close the deal for you. Because I got to be honest, I don't know the first thing about the logistics of this. I use them to close it for me. All I do is I call the seller and I'm like, yo, if we're going to lose money on the sale, can I take over that debt for you? My business partner's got a question. What's up, Doc?
right now, but I will come back. You guys want to play pool later?
I'd love to play pool.
Okay.
I really would. I've been absolutely wiping the floor with people.
Okay.
I was at the bar 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
5-0 at the bar,
Nice.
and I got in. I almost ran a rack, dude. I almost ran a rack. I didn't. I'll tell you, I didn't.
Okay.
But I got in 5 off the break, and then I played again with Andrew yesterday, and we were doing 2v2s, and we just kept demolishing couples. Couples would say, "Oh, do you play it?" I'm like, casually.
That's
We
what
just
I'm doing.
wreck these people. So yeah, come
Let's play
come
some pool.
destroy me. Give me a little bit of my own medicine.
Where'd you go?
Jake wants to let you know it sounds gay.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're probably you're right. You're right. No. Yeah, we shouldn't.
Hey, we're gonna kiss off camera right now. Will you guys stay here if I leave for a sec?
Is that cool?
Is that cool? Is that what's up?
Okay. No, I'm just packing all that stuff and then
Oh,
maybe
can
like
you do
2
me
hours and then we can go.
could you do me a favor? In the garage, your trunk is up. Andrew might have to grab it for you, but your
Okay.
trunk is your special trunk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Cool. I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys. Okay, so this guy just gave me an address. Let me see what you say here. I have the address. I'm trying to offer something. You said hop on. I'm here. Dude, I'm talking about my Discord live stream. Anyways, let's take questions. Once again, how do I close these deals? I don't know. I sent it to Gold Key TC. Yusuf, I'll help you out in a sec, man, but I'm on a montage right now. I'm on a roll. I can't take away from it. I'm not done yet. Do we have any questions from people in the chat about this method of sale? I understand we got questions about other deals, cash deals, fix and flips, rental properties, but we're talking about homeowners beating the damn housing crisis right now. What are the objections you need to handle on this method? Well, most sellers have never heard of it before. So there usually aren't too many objections, but one of the objections I run into is, what is going to happen to my credit score? Can I get a new mortgage? And what I have is a mortgage broker who specializes in helping these sellers get new mortgages after they have agreed to sell like this, because most mortgage brokers aren't going to understand this method of sale. How does it feel? It feels great, Jake. It's insane. You should try it. Anyways, I'm going to give you the mortgage broker's name and phone number. What type of contracts do we use? I'll go ahead and show you the contracts. So my mortgage broker's phone number is, I'm sorry, it's a secret for the Discord only, guys. I'm going to put it in the chat right here. Don't blow him up with text just yet. Remember, this is only for when you have a deal. This is only, you've asked what kind of contracts we use. I'll show you in just a second, but actually I don't need to. Just go watch my contract video and contracts right here. There's a video of me filling out the contract and contracts right here. So my mortgage broker's phone number is, and his name is Andrew. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I don't want you to blow up Andrew with texts. He is to hop on the phone with sellers after you have already pitched them this offer and they say, but can I get a new mortgage after my loan stays in my name? Yes, absolutely you can. And this is the guy to help you out. So don't blow him up. You don't need him yet. You don't need Andrew yet. He's a resource for when you have already reached out to these sellers. Y'all understand? Anyways, I'm going to take questions within my Discord. If you want to join my Discord and ask me some questions, I prioritize these members. It's called Hold My Hand Wholesale, and that link is in my bio. It is a whopping bank-breaking $20 per month to learn how to beat the housing crisis. And you're damn right. I sell access to my questionnaire and my live stream because I've figured out something crazy. I truly believe I have figured out something crazy. And for 20 bucks, what do you have to lose, man? Right? We have over 2,000 reviews. Just read them. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and look at some questions. Can they get a new mortgage right away or after 12 months? Joe, great question. I would say about 2 months. What if it's a VA loan due on sale? Rhythm, I own like 4 or 5 VA loans. One of my houses that has a VA loan, if you want to check, is 7605 Mergenzer, 7605. I'm giving you money. What's to lose? I totally understand, man. It's not a great look for me to say that, but I got to show you what's closing in the next week. So check this out. These are the deals that are closing in the next week. My total collected profit will be $15,000. I got to show you all these. So this house right here, we couldn't get it for $0 down. We got it for $4K down. Needed to pay the realtor. So $4K down, right? So this is a house in Detroit, Michigan. I know we don't love Detroit, but I do deals all over the United States. This is closing in the next week, $4K down. What's my finder's fee? $5,000 for this one right here. This thing is closing in the next week. What's my finder's fee? $7,000 for this one right here. This one is closing in the next 2 weeks. What's my finder's fee? Well, I sold it to my buddy, so I only charged him $3K, but I probably could have charged a little bit more. Anyways, guys, that's my proof of concept for you. And if you're like, you know what, it works, it's 20 bucks. What do you have to lose, man? Just read the reviews, see what people have said on it. I keep the bad reviews up. The bad reviews say, I joined and got absolutely zero help. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, man, I go live 3 hours a day. Where were you? It's like joining the gym and saying, I joined and I never got big muscles. And it's like, well, dog, did you show up? You got to show up to class. That's the whole point. After I told people how to take action, the live stream jumped from 150 people to 112. You see, people love the information, but when it comes to implementing it in their own life, you'd rather spend that money on your fix, your vape, your alcohol, your cigarettes. They all cost more than beating the housing crisis, or at least the education to do so. Anyways, I don't know how to start. Well, you click the link in my bio and I hold your hand and we drag you through the process. That's why it's called Hold My Hand Wholesale. Let's take some more questions. Quick question about 35% cash on cash. Don't worry, we'll talk. Any word from Quaid? Probably not, but we can look. Do we have any questions about the mortgage takeover method? What's max interest rate and minimum cash on cash return? You don't have a cash on cash return if it's $0 down. Filters, yes, filters. Okay, cool. So we got 2 ways to find these deals. We have PropStream. What filters am I using in PropStream? Well, I'm using this filter right here. This right here. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and put it in the chat for you. Looks like right here, I'm going to be using this filter. And if I want to find a low interest rate, I could also go over here to mortgage data and I could filter for interest rates 5 and below, 4 and below. You see how he's ignoring LMAO? Yes, Jake, I'm ignoring just you. There are not 500 other people in here. You are the only person in here and I am ignoring you. And honestly, life is all about you, Jake. So I apologize. You caught me, man. You caught me. I'm ignoring you because there's something that you know that I don't know. And I'm sorry, man. I'm embarrassed about that. Okay. So what other questions? How would you refinance? How would a refinance on a trust work? Oh, same thing. Same thing. You just pull out your equity and yeah, you'll get a market interest rate. But Riley, you should never actually have to refinance. You should never actually have to refinance because you own these deals indefinitely. You own these deals indefinitely. So you don't actually have to. Can we do a live call on an on-market mortgage takeover? Yes. Where should we look? Where should we look? Where do you guys want me to look? How about Cape Coral, Florida, the land of low equity? Cape Coral, Florida. Cape Coral, Florida. All right. Y'all are looking for a live call. Let's do a live call. They want to see it happen in real time. Let's make it happen in real time. Now, I kind of want to find a deal for a person in real time. We got anybody who wants to buy a house right now, but they don't think they can? Because I want to look for you, man. I want to look for you. Let's look in my Discord. Cape Coral is a pit. You know, I don't live there. Find me a house. Chad, come on up. Come on up, King. Chad, what are you looking for? What are you looking for, Chad? Chad, you really
St. George, Utah, bro.
St. George, Utah. Great. That's a pretty big area, right?
Not really. 100,000 people. St.
Okay.
George, Washington area.
Okay. Well, this individual is listed for 570 and they owe 580. Let's call. So I got to ask you, what's your maximum? Are you actually looking to buy? Is this like you're serious? Like if I find you something, you're ready to jump on that thing?
Yeah. I mean, like I love my house, but it's, you know, the guy, he's got 350K equity in it.
Well, I found
sick
one.
house, but
Can you see this property on my screen right here? I think I found you a deal, man.
what is it? What's the, Pine Brook?
Yeah, Pine Brook Lane in St. George, Utah. This is the house. It looks like a custom house, man. That's not just a new construction. That's a custom house. The way I know is because it's got this interesting bathroom right here. So I think that we've got a custom house for you, and I think I could probably get this thing for you. What do you think? Should I call on this one, or you want me to find another one? Because there's lots more. He wants another one. I could hear it in his voice.
It really depends on like the map, the location of it.
Okay, this is
what,
where it
what
is.
was the address on that one?
Here it is on your map. It's right here. So there's, I guess, the town center, and it's right here.
Yeah.
Is that the hood
Yeah,
of
that's
St.
not-
George? That's where the St. George crypts are.
There's really no hood here.
George
The outskirts is kind of like, you know, where you want to be, like where you see the beige, you know, land structure, like the beige colored.
Man, everything's beige out here.
I know.
So this person is listed for 570. They owe 582. They have a realtor here, and we could probably offer to pay, I don't know. I would offer to pay 10K towards the realtor's commission because the realtor needs to be paid. If this thing goes off market, sure, we don't have to pay the realtor, but you know, I'd call the realtor up right now and I'd offer to take over their debt. And I can't imagine why they'd say no. Do you want something slightly more expensive, slightly cheaper? This one's cheaper.
Yeah, I mean the 5 to 7 range is pretty good.
5 to 7 range. Okay.
Anything under that, you're gonna get the dated properties. You do some remodeling, that kind of thing.
For sure. So this is one of our best options. The first one that came up, one of our best options. They've owned it for 19 years and they have a 2.69% mortgage. Now here's the thing. It's a reverse mortgage. We don't like to reverse mortgages. Those things are predatory and we don't want to take over a reverse mortgage. So I'm actually going to find a different one because that's one of those hard and fast rules, guys. We don't want to take over a reverse mortgage. So let's keep looking until we find somebody who's really in quite a pickle. Now look at this thing. That's a nice one, isn't it?
Good.
Oh, wow. So
yeah. I don't want none of that. That's too much work, dude.
Oh, that's too big. Okay, he doesn't want that one. This is
air conditioning, yard work. No thanks.
Okay, I got you. So this guy's a little smaller. What do you think? You like that one?
That's nice. Where's that one at?
That's
5949.
8. Yeah. So there's the property, guys. I can see that they have an asking price. Oh, look, they're about to lose the house. I can see that they're asking $599. They owe $545. Been there for 21 days. So they're probably not going to make any money. Let's see if they've done a price cut here. No price cut yet.
Yeah, that's a good neighborhood, actually.
You like it? You want me to call? Now they've got a small amount of equity. They've got a small amount of equity. How come he can see your screen and we can't? Well, Jake, we already broke that down, man. This is my business is to essentially show you guys something crazy, provide overwhelming evidence for it, and then charge you $20 to see my screen share. It's what I've been doing for like 4 or 5 years now. I try to go live in here 3 hours per day, Monday through Friday. Anyways.
Dude, Richard, what do you think about this, dude? Instead of trying to find it right now, I was considering doing like, just like paying you for like maybe an hour, 2 hours straight, you know, just on your, your one-on-ones, and then just taking a little more time to do that. Cause I'm serious about this. I just don't want to like, take up time, because I'm probably not going to pick a house right now, but like, I definitely want to.
I totally
And I've got some seller
understand.
finance people that I can, that I'm trying to help to find a house. So I think it might be better use of your time here for the stream.
Totally understand. So guys, if you're looking to book me for a call, all you have to do is click the link in my bio and it says 30-minute one-on-one, and you guys can book me there. But who is ready to buy? Because Chad's not quite ready, which makes sense, but who is ready to buy? Who wants one? Because I want to find a real opportunity. Who wants, so Rosalind's ready to buy. Okay, we've got a new person up on stage. Walt says, agent help. Walt, don't let me be your bottleneck, man. Don't let me be your bottleneck. I'm going to help you out, Walt, but I'm doing something right now, man. So hopefully you can wait a little bit. All right. Rosalind's ready to buy. Rosalind, where's your market of choice?
San
You cut out for a second. What?
You're good. San Antonio?
Oh, you see, I own one in San Antonio. You want my house?
No, I've already looked at your
She
house.
doesn't like
Doesn't
my
cash flow.
That's right. It does, but remember, you're not going to find much cash flow in San Antonio because the median housing price there is what, like 300, maybe 350. The mortgage on those houses exceeds the rent. So are you only looking for something that cash flows?
Well, I mean, I find them all the time. I don't do mortgage takeovers, so I am interested in what you do to get them closed,
Okay. Well,
or why you pick them up if they're not cash flowing.
well, most of my house is cash flow, and I'm trying to get rid of the ones that don't cash flow. So I'm like you. I don't like to buy something that doesn't cash flow. This is more so for people who'd want to live in a property like this. But here's one. Now this is kind of what I'm saying, right? This is one of the lowest interest rates of all time. The house on my screen has a 3.1% interest rate. They pay $11.54 per month. But when we add the taxes, which are literally like $500 per month, yeah, they're paying $1,800. And what's this thing rent out for? Probably like $1,600, maybe even $1,400. So San Antonio, unless it's a crazy multifamily, almost everywhere is not going to cash flow. So this method used to be a little bit more viable for, oh, look at that. So it probably has a difference of about $300. It'll rent for $2,000, and they're paying $6,600 in taxes. Divide that by 12, that's $550 plus their $11.51, and then insurance maybe is like $120. Yeah, so you pay $1,800 and it rents for $2,000. That doesn't really cash flow. I suppose there's a difference, but it's not real profit. So,
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, there are these mortgage takeovers in San Antonio for sure, but I guess we could filter for multifamily, see what we can find there. Let me try to find a multifamily here, because multifamily, I've got this beautiful quadplex that cash flows excellently. I pay like $2,900. It's rented for $4,400 right now. It's excellent. So, and my interest rate's 2.7 on it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go to property details and I'm going to filter for multifamily. And the multifamily, if there are any, because they are kind of rare. Oh my God, there's a lot of them. But if there are any that really make sense, they might actually cash flow. So I'm looking for somebody who's pretty low equity, like this guy. Ooh, I might have found you something. Check this out. This guy's house is made out of an old train carriage, but it works. He owes $323,000. He's got an asking price of $385,000. And his mortgage is probably a beautiful little 4.5% rate. So that's nice. How much you want to put down on something like this?
Maybe 10 grand.
Unfortunately,
No.
not feasible on this one. And the reason why that's not feasible is because they're asking $385,000 and their mortgage balance is $323,000. So let's say the seller agrees to $0 down, right? Seller agrees to $0 down. We've still got closing costs. The closing costs are inherently $6,000, and we have to pay the realtor, and I'd be looking for a fee if I got it for you. So, if you got this, it's probably closer to $20,000 down on this. And this is because it's a multifamily. It's a multifamily. It cash flows. It's more desirable. They have a little bit more equity in it. They've got a good interest rate. The $0 down houses, true $0 down, that's got to be a single family that's entirely upside down. Maybe we could find an off-market multifamily that does that. So maybe there might be a way. There might be a way. So
You're good. What were your thoughts on down? So if we did, 3% for their agent,
We don't need to do
they
3. It could be
can't
less.
dual represent, but I have a couple agents down there
We don't
that would.
Your agent's just going to ask for more money. We don't want to involve them. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say to the realtor, hey, I'll pay $5K towards your commission. But now we're at $11K down because of closing costs. So I suppose you could get into it for $11K down. And honestly, yeah, I'd just pass off the contract for you for free. I'll just show people so they could get it done. So $11K down might be possible if the agent's willing to take a $5K commission, which is unlikely, but feasible. Maybe the seller pays the remaining amount, but that would also be if the seller took $0 down. Now, if I truly wanted a $0 down deal, guys, I'd have to go off market. I'd go to Lightning Leads. I'd go to San Antonio, Texas, and I would go off market this time, mortgage takeover. Now I click search here and let's see what we can find. All right, so this seller would give us his house for free. He owes $339. He's asking $340, right? Did the house sell or did he remove the listing? No, he took it off the market. Oh, yeah, he took it off the market. So this guy, this is insane, guys. This is an unbelievable software that I built for this purpose. So check this out. See how it says listing removed, TikTok? Listing removed. Uh-oh, why did the listing get removed? Well, I'll tell you why. The listing got removed because they're asking $340. They owe $340. You see that right there? Now, if I want to talk to the seller, I just skip trace him right here. Look at that. Now I got the seller's name and contact information. His name is Stephen Aber Ringley, or Herbert. Could be either of the two, but Stephen Ringley is the seller, and I've got his phone number right there. And what I could do is I could just call Stephen and be like, hey man, you still wanted to sell your property? I was kind of interested in it. Let's see if we can talk to Stephen here. Now, I don't know if Stephen will pick up the phone, but we can try. Here we go.
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
No. So that's the part with skip tracing, guys. It's not 100% accurate, but fortunately, there's a million of these opportunities. This guy right here is going to lose money on the sale. Who else is going to lose money on the sale? This guy's going to lose money on the sale, and this guy probably cash flows. That guy probably cash flows pretty well. But if we're off market and there's no realtor in the picture, we are much more likely to get a $0 down deal. Now, if the property happens to be a multifamily, it might cash flow, but man, those are rare. Those are super rare deals. Here's one, but it's a new build that won't cash flow. Hey, look at that. Well, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So here's a new construction duplex. It was listed for sale and then it just disappeared. Wow. So that might actually cash flow, but still probably not very much. You know, I bet their mortgage costs them like $3,000, and I feel like the rent is probably $2,000 per. Maybe you make like $500 per month or so. But yeah, if you want to cash flow on one of these deals, it's got to be in a cheap market. It's got to be in a cheap market. So guys, cash flow is what investors care about, but retail buyers, yeah, they don't care about that. They don't care about that. They're just looking for a pretty property, right? So we got anybody who's looking for something that they want to jump on right now in terms of a retail buyer, because she's an investor. I will also, Sedona, Arizona, can you help me find a primary home? Yes. Tampa, Florida. Yes, absolutely. Now, I actually have one under contract right now, and it cash flows. So, Jetton, am I saying your name right? Jetton?
Yeah, you're saying it right. Thank you.
Perfect. So
I'm just looking for a primary, doesn't need to cash flow at all.
well,
Just for myself.
I've got one that does cash flow with the lowest interest rate of all time. The lowest interest rate of all time is 2%, and I have one at 2.375. Now, this is right across the bay from Tampa. So is Clearwater, Florida, this location next to the beach, okay with you?
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Great. It's a beautiful neighborhood. Let me show you the neighborhood. You've got the lowest interest rate of all time, but because this is such a desirable deal in such a nice neighborhood, it's not a $0 down house, because $0 down comes from no interest rate, guys. No interest rate. I mean a 6% interest rate, 7% interest rate, no good interest rate. Sorry. But essentially, this has the best interest rate of all time. Your mortgage on this property, it's like $2,400. Nowadays, it would be like closer to $3,500. This has solar panels on it, so you don't pay electric. It's got an ADU in the back, so you can have family stay with you, or you can rent it out for $750 to $1,000 to reduce your mortgage payment. It's got a new roof, and the interior's in good condition. We've already had it inspected by the previous buyer. Now, the entry fee on this one, though, I got the seller for $45K down. I'd give it to you for $50K down. So it is a pretty steep entry,
Yeah, that's kind of high.
but
yeah,
because
that's
it's
kind of high for me.
it's an unbelievable interest rate, But this is under contract, ready to close right now. And that's pretty much as good as it could possibly get. Now, if we go back to Tampa and we look for something else, I could find you
Yeah,
another
I'm looking
one.
for like 0 down.
Yeah, we could definitely find you something like that. Let me do some cold calls, see if I can get a hold of a couple people and see if I can make something happen. Now, I'm going to call realtors right now. Realtors are probably going to want like 5K down. But what's the max you
Yeah,
can
I
put
can do
down
that.
on something?
I would say 10.
Okay.
10 max. Well,
Okay.
that has to include the closing because the closing cost is like
Six.
6,000.
Yeah, $5,000 or $6,000, 6K closer.
Yeah,
Realtor.
so I have like 10 altogether to include like realtor and the closing.
Yeah, let's check it out. So I'm gonna go
All right,
ahead
cool.
and go to Tampa. And I'm gonna see if I can find somebody who's deeply underwater who really, really needs this. We got to stay in kind of the lower price range here in order to attain that $0 down deal. And where are my good deals at? Where are my good deals? I'm gonna do a 10% maximum equity. And let's start scrolling, see what we can find. Now these, okay, PropStream is glitching right now. It's not showing me the filters. It's not showing me the deals that are actually there. I know that there's way, way, way more deals than that. So let's go back to Tampa, Florida. Let's put in our filters again. Active, valuation and equity status. I'm going to do a 10% maximum equity here. And it should show us a lot more deals. I'm going to put a minimum list price of $10,000 to get rid of rentals, and maximum list price $500,000, so that we're in a nice cheap price range. And I'm looking for that nice low equity person, and here they are. So this guy's got a beautiful house. It's nice and low equity. The mortgage payment on this thing looks like it's going to cost close to 4K, which I'm guessing is too much. Do you think that's too much?
Yeah, I'm trying to probably be around 3.
Okay, here's one. It's I don't think it's a house. It's a condo. Are you open to a condo?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great. So this guy's listed for 209. He owes 198. He's in trouble. Not going to make anything on the sale of his property. And that realtor commission of 5K, that's definitely feasible here. So let's go ahead and call. It's a 1-bed, 2-bath, and it's actually kind of cute, guys. It's kind of a cute condo. Yeah, I bet they'd let me step into their mortgage, especially considering that they owe 198 and they're asking 209. Now the condo market, guys, oh my God, very easy. So I'm going to call the realtor and see if I can get something done right now. Here we
Cool.
go.
Thank you for calling Nahara and Associates. How can I help you?
So that's not the listing agent. I'm not trying to talk to whoever that is. I want to speak to the listing agent. They're not, that's the office line. So I'm going to look up the name of the realtor followed by realtor, and I'm going to see if I can find his phone number somewhere. Here he is. Here's his phone number. Hopefully we can have a conversation with him here. Condos are way easier, yeah. It's a walk in the park. Cheaper, nobody wants them. Did you want my Tampa deal, the Clearwater, Florida deal? I see you commenting in the chat.
Thank you for calling Nahara and Associates.
Oh my God! Once again, that's not her. I'm not looking to talk to that person. I want to talk to the realtor. Is this the same phone number I just called? Yes, it is. Man, there's two different. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, that's not. That's a good lead. I just don't know how to get in contact with the actual realtor. They just keep giving me weird phone numbers. I don't want to talk to their receptionist. I want to just talk to the realtor. I can't ask for the phone number. There's the office. Oh, Michael, you didn't put your phone number online? Okay, this is the third phone number. Please tell me that this is not the office again, because this is the third phone number. Please don't be the...
Thanks for calling homes.com.
Oh my God, get out of here. Okay, so Michael was like, we're going to sell houses, but I'm not going to put my contact information anywhere. You're just going to have to guess. Okay, so that's, I want to talk to somebody, Michael. Let's keep looking. Now those condos actually are much more likely to accept the type of offer. So I'm gonna filter for condos. Property details, condo townhouse. Let's see what we can find. Okay, here's one, 190,000. I feel like we can do better than that. 245 to 231. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. 3-bed, 2-bath condo. Awesome. Looking up this condo, I can see they want 245. It's been here for 17 days. They owe 231. So yeah, they're not going to make any money. I'm going to offer the realtor $5K to take over the debt. All right.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Buyer for Raintree Drive.
Thanks. Please stay on.
Hello?
Hi there. I was looking for the listing agent on 11713 Raintree. Is that thing still available?
Hi, yes, it is. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
A buddy of mine is moving to this area, and he's just not really familiar with calling realtors. And I'm an investor. I call realtors all the time, so I thought I'd give him a call for him and see if we could get him a deal on something like this. He takes over mortgages. He takes over debt, and we found that this house right here has a mortgage that's really close to the asking price. So we wanted to see if we could pay your commission and then step into your client's shoes on the mortgage. It would still be a sale. It would be off their debt to income ratio. I'm not sure if that's something we could present to him though.
Yeah, my buyer, I'm sorry, my seller, he's a mortgage lender.
Oh,
he's
great.
just been trying to get rid of the property because, again, like you said, they still owe a good amount, and he doesn't even live in the area. He lives in Miami, so it's very hard for him to come and take care of the property. He has a tenant there right now, but she's been wanting to move. She's just waiting for someone to come and take over before she does go. But yeah, I can pass you his phone number along, and I'll let him know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that we're willing to allocate a portion, because I know it's tight for him. So we wanted to allocate at least $5K towards your commission to help him out. That obviously are due more than $5K as the agent on this one. But I wanted to pay some of that for him to make this a more appealing offer. And the offer would be, we'll pay all the closing costs to transfer the loan. We will do $5,000 towards your commission. He can probably pay a little bit more towards that. And then that way he won't have to bring any money to the closing table if somebody were to make an offer closer to what he owes in his mortgage.
Okay, yeah, let me give him a call right now. I actually was just about to call him for another deal I have. So that's fine. I'll give him a call. And is this your cell phone number?
This is. So you could just call me back and see if he has any interest in that. And I own 23 others like this. So if you wanted to talk to somebody who's also done this method of sale, I could connect him.
Okay, perfect. And I'm sorry, you said your name was?
Richard Taylor. Sorry, I don't think I said
Richard Taylor. Okay, no, that's fine. Let me give him a call, and I'll keep you posted.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
All right. No problem. Bye-bye.
So we just pitched $5K down plus closing costs to take over the debt on this property. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath condo in Temple Terrace, Florida, which is pretty much Tampa, Florida. Looks like it has some solid amenities in it. We would be looking at taking over the debt for for no credit check, $5K down, and the loan stays in the seller's name. And he's a mortgage broker, so he's probably pretty familiar with this method of sale. But you understand, that was my first conversation, my first call. It's not that hard to pitch this. Now I got a million people here saying, teach me how, teach me how, teach me how. Man, there's been a link in my bio to learn how to do this for 4 years. Only you can click that link. I can't click the link for you. Only you can click the link, and only you can show up to my live streams daily and learn how to do this. So anyways, hopefully the realtor calls me back. If they do, I will connect them with Jetton. And Jetton, you can go ahead and close on that property.
Thank you so much. That was badass.
Absolutely. I'm going to fix my camera here, guys. It just cut out. 1 second. Sorry, guys. One sec. One sec. Okay. That should fix my camera here in just a sec. And yeah, anyways, that's how you beat the housing crisis. That's how you beat the housing crisis. And I'm going to add that reel to my contacts just in case she wants to call me back. Jen, I saved your information. I will reach out to you in the event that we hear from them. And let's go ahead.
Thank you so much, Richard. Really appreciate you.
For sure, man. For sure. I'm just here to show people that this is possible. And guys, if you're like, well, I don't really need a house to live in right now, I've already got one. Well, that's no problem. Because you can wholesale these, meaning collect finder's fees for other people. So you can get these houses under contract. You can send them to me or send them to people you know, and they will give you massive finder's fees. Like I'm talking 20, 30, 40K per month in finder's fees just to find these deals for other people. And I'm living proof that it is possible. So condo agent. And we just made that offer. All right. Now, guys, I am going to pivot back to our regularly scheduled program. What is our regularly scheduled program? Collecting finder's fees for other types of buyers, which are real estate investors. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the camera, man. I don't know. I'm really trying to fix it. So we'll bring up some more people to ask some more questions, but there's a whole lot more to cover here. Now, if you guys are looking for a course on how to do the mortgage takeover thing that I just described for you, I made one. So it's right here. It's called Get Started Mortgage Takeover. Get Started Mortgage Takeover. Check it out, guys. So if you want to learn how to do this right here, watch the Get Started Mortgage Takeover video. What do you use for title costs? 5 to 6K. 5 to 6K. So you guys can take that course, and that will break down exactly how I do this with real life examples over and over and over and over again. If you're looking for more general education on it, also click the link in my bio. It comes with the course and then live classes. So you get the course on how to do this, and then you get the live classes. It's literally $20. Anyways, are the old YouTube videos gone? Yes, Walt, I had a competitor mass report me. And they banned my YouTube channel at 98,000 subscribers about a week before I got my YouTube plaque after 4.5 years of building. I wish that weren't the case, but when you are getting the most views in the game, it makes the other people a little bit more insecure. Anyways, Walt, you need help with an agent. What's going on?
Yeah, so I've got a seller finance deal in Cincinnati. It's really close to the University of Cincinnati, so it's pretty much a student rental. And this agent is trying to double dip. She wants another $10,000 for doing nothing.
All right. So I don't really understand what you mean by double dip. Is that just the seller's commission? I mean, I guess representing both sides, but the seller typically pays the commission, right?
Sure. So she's getting the seller's commission, which is the agreement she has, 3% of the $335,000 purchase price, which is about $10,000. And she's saying, I need an agent to represent me because Ohio is not a dual representation state, or I need to sign an agreement with her.
Yeah, so you can sign a facilitation agreement. There's called a broker, I forget what it's called, something broker agreement. You can tell her this. There's a type of representation you can do, which isn't representation. It's like acting as a neutral third party. And buyer broker. It's called a buyer broker agreement. That's right, buyer broker agreement. And they're not representing you. They're just facilitating the deal. But I might push back a little bit and say, so if I don't bring another agent to the table to pay them, are we killing the deal for your seller over your commission or what?
Gotcha. Also wanted your thoughts on the numbers because the asking is $265. The cash flow is at 20% with the numbers we've agreed to, but our down payment is 38, which still brings us in below 20% entry fee.
Okay. So what's the purchase price?
It's $265. I sent the address to your DMs.
What's your down payment?
38.
38,000. Okay, 265, 38 down. That's a pretty steep down payment.
And then monthly payments of $850 and the rent is $2,800.
Yeah, that's probably a deal. Your down payment's pretty crazy high, but yeah, I'm a little nervous about the down payment, Walt, but that would probably work. Let me go ahead and see if it looks like it's a clean property. Yeah. 38. Yeah, you might be able to squeeze a 5K fee out of that. Well, I think you probably squeeze $5,000 out of that deal. Down payment's a little high, but yeah, your cash on cash return supports it. I like that deal. I'd throw that all over the marketplace. I'd throw that on Buy Box Cartel Marketplace. I'd send it to my team, and I'd also post that thing on Facebook.
Okay, gotcha. Well, as far as just the representation, I say buyer brokerage agreement.
Buyer broker agreement or transaction broker. Now,
could you elaborate a little bit? Like, how do I?
Hi, yeah, you don't really have to represent me. You don't need to represent me at all, and I also don't need to bring another agent to the table. You could do what's called the buyer broker agreement or a transaction broker. You're a neutral third party, and there is no representation. You're not doing anything for me.
Sure. Okay, I appreciate it, Rich. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Here to help.
Good one.
You too. Okay, Yusuf, you've been asking for a while. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Richard? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well today. Are you looking for a response from Quaid? I can give him a call.
Oh, no, not quite. Actually, I canceled the deal in Fairview. I talked to Joseph and he said he wanted for 160K. I only could negotiate to 170 and I just canceled. I don't want to waste time on this deal anymore. Anyways, I do have a better deal, I believe.
The price was too high, man.
Yeah, the price was too high. The cash on cash return was there, but yeah, I agree. Even though there is some issues with the property. So yeah, the cash on cash return didn't work anymore because there was repairs needed. So regarding the deal that I just sent you, it's the seller financing in Michigan. I don't know if it's accepted or not, but he told me we are doing like a 7 to 8 years of financing. So I want to know more information about the buyer. You get my point, which is you. So he wants your address and your legal name for some reason.
Sure.
I don't know. I can give you. Yeah, you can send it.
How about a credit report too?
That's amazing.
How about a bank statement too?
Yeah, that would be amazing too.
Got you. I just need to redact really quick. See if I can get rid of my, oh, it's already redacted. I'm going to cross out the part of my bank account that says hold my hand wholesale. I may not like that. All right. You have a May bank statement showing $187,000. You have my legal name. You have my address to my house. Don't share that, please. And
Absolutely.
then you also have, I'm going to go ahead and send you a credit report as well. And yeah, dude, that's a deal. That's another 15K check for you, bro.
The owner have 5 of these properties. All of them are listed as the 1% rule. And if we got this accepted, he will sell all of the rest properties. So he might be asking for a call soon. So I'll let you know.
Dude, this is great. Yeah, guys, I'm always happy to provide credibility. So I have a complete credit report. I think my score is like 740 or something right now. So here is the credit report, address, everything. I mean, I hope that's enough. I hope that's enough for him.
Gotcha. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Here to help. Talk soon, man. Sorry, Mike. Michael. I've been seeing you commenting. We've been yapping about some other stuff. What do you need?
No worries, brother. Yeah. So I'm waiting to get the signature to extend 274, but can you ask Quaid if they found someone? Either way, once I get it signed, I'm going to post it on Marketplace and blast it.
Yeah, Facebook that, Marketplace that, send it to my team. We'll blast it. Let me go ahead and give him a call and ask for you really quickly.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. How are you?
Doing well. I'm curious about the triplex in Akron. Any interested parties in that? I know it's a little bit out of our normal wheelhouse.
Yes, I had some when it was available, and then it was not. And then that same investor I've now got pushed to another area, so I don't have somebody specifically for that one yet.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. That's really all I was calling about. I think Sue had a question. He says Sue says inspection reports are in. Can you ask Quaid? I don't really know what that means.
Yep. No, I've got them. I'm going through them and everything, and actually I'll call the client here in an hour to go over some of his questions, and then he'll want to speak to the PM. I'm trying to get that set up for tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That was all.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sorry. One more thing. Y'all want to go back out to Merland? We just rewired it.
Gotcha. Is that the only thing that's been redone since their last?
No, we had there was like a wire hanging out the back that we had to fix. I think we've addressed pretty much everything. We didn't do anything about the mole. I know there's a mole in the back.
Okay. But gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. We put another 10 into it to fix everything, so it should be good to go in the next one. I know my contractor's out there now just to make sure everything's okay, because last time they went out there, they were like, wow, there's an issue again. And we're like, all right, we'll fix that. So
yeah, they went out last time. Okay. Yeah, there wasn't too much change last time other than just doing the electrical, and then that obviously had some issues. So you're saying there's been more done then, and then you placed a tenant in the property is what you mentioned?
No. We don't have any tenants in the property.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I can can do that if you want me to.
No, that's what it sounded like. I was just confirming what
I will. I'm gonna put you in a chat with my contractor, Chris.
Okay.
And we're gonna see. So Chris, Detroit contractor, and what's the question you want to ask? I'll just say, have all the issues Quaid told us about, all/most, because I know we have the mole thing Quaid told us about.
Is it a mole, like a ground mole in the backyard, or what do you say?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a mole in the ground. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. In Merland, and then I have another duplex coming up here. I'm just about done on renovation. It's taken a little longer than expected. That's 11461 Sanford, lower price point. Price point on that is 137.5.
Gotcha. Do you know if that's been texted over anywhere? Should I write that down?
I'll text it to you. You can check it out. But it's we're probably I'd say a week to 2 weeks out. We're just sealing the basement to make sure no water can come in, and then we're addressing a crack in the wall and pushing it back up to make sure it doesn't move anymore.
Gotcha. Perfect. Yeah. Also that reminds me, on Fairview, everything kind of looked okay outside of the foundational walls. We're kind of caving in a little bit, or curving in, I should say. So we're trying to work on getting a client to kind of commit to it, with knowing that we then need to investigate the foundational walls.
Yeah, Fairview. The wholesaler canceled that contract.
Okay.
I think he talked to Joseph, and Joseph said, yeah, we need it closer to a lower price that we didn't think we could get.
Yeah, higher price than just a few things that would just bring the price down.
Yeah, I didn't love that one, man. They showed it to me, and I was like, yeah, price point's a little high. I was expecting condition would be a little better for the price point, but I guess it wasn't.
Gotcha. Okay, no worries then.
All right, I just sent you Sanford. That'll be that's my next one, and same as Merland. If anything is discovered in an inspection, I will go and fix it.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Mason, I know, is buying Maryland. Let me talk to Paul, the inspector, and see when he can make it back out there with Chris.
Excellent. Talk soon. Thanks so much.
Right, cool. See you, Richard.
See ya. Bye. Wow, Sue, $20,000 closing next week. I am so proud of you, Sue. You've really pushed through on that. Amazing. That was a hassle, but it's a much better hassle than working for, I say 6 months to make 20, but you gross 20 over 6 months. You don't actually make 20 over 6 months. Okay, just got sent a Houston condo, full reno. Honestly, Rosalind, the only thing I do with condos is low equity, $0 down. But they're not even that desirable for that purpose anyways. But yeah, Mike, anything else?
No, brother, we're good. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Now, guys, I hope I don't lose too many subscribers while I'm gone, but I am leaving the country on Wednesday. Every single year I go to the Philippines. It's that time of year again. I will be spending 2 weeks in the Philippines. I'll go live. I'll answer questions. Live streams might be slightly shorter. Yeah, you guys, I'm not going to be as active in here for a couple weeks. But it's going to be a really, really good time. And hopefully we can still go. Well, not hopefully, we will go live. What are your thoughts on realtors? The right realtor can be excellent. I've had amazing experiences with realtors, but I also call realtors when their veteran sellers are in pre-foreclosure, and I say, your seller's going to lose their house in 2 months. Can I take over their debt? And they hang up on me. That makes me mad. That makes me mad. I don't like it when they do that. I literally, when I was trying to find my primary residence, I found a low equity house. The seller was 2 months away from foreclosure, and the realtor hung up on me when I offered to take over the debt. And I'm just thinking, damn, your veteran lost their house and is probably homeless right now with the foreclosure on their record. So yeah, how can I get 10 minutes of your time? You can book a call with me via the link in my bio, but if that's too expensive for you, you can join Hold My Hand Wholesale and talk to me as these people are talking to me. I sit here live 3 hours per day. All right, next person, Mo Alneal. Hello, Mo. How are you? Hello, Mo. Doesn't seem like your mic is working right now, but we'll keep you here. We'll keep you here. Okay. Let's talk to OB3. OB3, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man, I sent you a DM and I have a deal, like an hybrid deal. Can you check the numbers and then the email I received from the agents?
Absolutely. I love
I'd
this
like to get your opinion on the numbers.
Yeah, so we got a beautiful duplex in a very good market. I've already got a buyer in mind for this. Tell me purchase price. It's listed for $225.
Let me see the number. Yeah, is it?
Your offer to the seller was? Hello? I offered the seller $250,000.
Hold on.
Hi.
Yeah, they want 15% down payments.
Okay.
And they want 8.5% interest rate. And they're asking 5 years balloon, but I don't think that will work.
We're close.
And 30 years.
We're close.
30 years amortizations. And then they told me I have to pay 2.5% commission for the
We are pretty close.
For the buyer at the closing.
You know, interest is just fine, guys. We are allowed to pay interest, guys. The whole point of creative finance is to dodge the qualification process and to slightly beat the terms of the bank. And you're already beating it with 15% down. So, you know, I think that this is okay. This is not the worst thing I've ever seen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crunch these numbers really quickly. Now, Albany in New York has high rents. Can you tell me about what the property rents out for?
2,100.
Nice, really good. 1,550 per side.
Low tax.
Now, what is the purchase price you've offered?
The purchase price is let's see. Yeah, is at 225,000.
225,000. Great.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid deal. Seller financing.
Your down payment is I see. It's a hybrid. So what's the underlying mortgage?
I don't know the mortgage because I didn't check. I don't know because I have no prop screen, so I can't know what kind of.
Sure.
What kind of.
I'll check that out for you.
Appreciate you, man.
I can see their mortgage is pretty much what they're asking. They owe 163 on it, and they're asking 225. Okay, so we're taking over the 163. If we give them 15% down, there's nothing left to finance. 15% down on 225 is $35,000. If they owe 163, that's a $200K offer. So are we financing 25K? I suppose we could do that. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll do that. We can finance 25K. Now we're going to give them a counter here. I'm going to counter them at 30 down, no commission. I'm not willing to pay the commission. So we'll give them 30.
I told them that.
Yeah, we'll give him 30K down. And instead of 8, I'm going to counter him at 5. And the amount of it, and let's see, what is that? So $25,000 with 5% interest, that's going to be nothing. $134. We'll give him 6. We'll give him 6%. 6.5. Okay. 6%. Honestly, I think it'll take 7. So we'll do 7%. Guys, why is 7% interest okay? It's 7% interest on 25K. It's literally $166 per month. Their underlying mortgage looks like it costs them about $1,000 per month with taxes and insurance of maybe $400. So call that a $1,600, $1,700 mortgage, currently occupied at $3,100, you said?
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable deal. Amazing deal. Love it. I don't care how high your interest rates are, it cash flows. So let's hit them with 30K down. We're not going to pay your commission. Let's hit them with 7% interest on the amount on the seller carryback. And the seller carryback is going to be, so they owe 163.5, 225 minus 30,000 minus 163,500. Seller carryback will be 31,000. So yeah, here I'm going to write out the structure of your deal really quickly. I'm going to give him 230. So we're going to go up a little bit because I want it to be desirable for the seller. We're going to give them $30,000 down, no commission. But we pay closing costs plus CC. Closing costs is CC. We're looking at a monthly payment to the seller of, or actually, we're going to take over the mortgage of $163,500. 163.5 loan taken over. Taken over. I love that you're going after creative, man. This is awesome. 163.5 taken over. And then remaining amount to finance is 36.5, which we will finance at 7% amortized over 30 years with monthly payments of, and that is going to be 166. Just a sec, not 166, 36, 36.5, 242. Monthly payments of 242.00. There is your offer to him. And honestly, if you get that accepted, I will probably be able to get you $7,000 to $10,000 as a finder's fee on that. That is an excellent deal.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. What city are you?
Did you send me that? Did you send me somewhere on my DM the number?
It is in the chat, but I just now put it in your DMs as well. Would you try to flip something in Rhode Island? Sure, you can flip anywhere. Flips are happening all over the United States. You live in a fix and flip. Your house was renovated at one time because it's probably a 1900s property. In Rhode Island, those are common. And you're paying rent to somebody right now who's a landlord. So all of you live in real estate investments. I live in a real estate investment. You live in a real estate investment. You can't escape it, so you better jump on the train. Most millionaires are made through real estate. It might take you a little bit of time to figure it out, but it's worth it, guys. You can either spend a lifetime of regret or 2 years being confused about how to make money, and then it clicks for you, right? Right. Anyways, trying to understand the fix and flip process for a first timer. How are you assessing the scope of renovation? Zach, that's a great question. Finding a contractor, lending. Zach, I would direct you towards my fix and flip course. Here's my fix and flip course, but how do you find a contractor? Contractors are found on Google. How do you understand the scope of renovation? I have built you an AI tool that does it for you. I would probably add 10,000 to it. Take it with a grain of salt because it is AI at the end of the day. It's not perfect. But I'll show you how to use the tool really quickly here. So if you log into Hold My Hand Wholesale, if you click on our if you click on our tools, and then if you click on our rehab calculator, you can add screenshots of your property and it will tell you what the renovation cost is. So the AI calculator is loading right now. We got a lot of people using this website. Quick calculators, rehab estimator, and then all you have to do is upload your photos into here and your zip code. So it asks for the square footage, it asks for the zip code, you click continue, and then you don't need to individually screenshot your photos. What you could do is you could take a screenshot of all of them. So what I could do, command minus to make my screen very small. And now I can take a picture of like 10 photos at a time. Check it out. Boom. And then I can just literally drag and drop this in here, and it can tell me how much the renovation is going to cost me. Now I'm taking it with a grain of salt because, as I said, it's AI. What could you sell my house for? 223 Sycamore in Whiteville, Tennessee. So I could help you out if the property is not rural. So I'm going to see if you live in the middle of nowhere or not. Whiteville, Tennessee. Whiteville, Tennessee is in the middle of nowhere. In either direct, your closest city is Memphis, and it looks like Memphis is probably 45 minutes to an hour plus away from here. And the population of your city, Whiteville, Tennessee, is 4,000 people. So you live in a town where the population is like a high school. It's like a high school level population. So there's just nothing out, really nothing out here. And for that reason, I can't find any buyers. Anyways, everything that you people need to know on TikTok, it's all in the Discord, all of it. Anyways, let's keep going. OB3, you've been situated. Mo, is your mic working okay?
Yeah, it's working now. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great, actually. Thank you. I just sent you some addresses of a fix and flips. Can you walk me through it, and can you tell me your honest opinion of it?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much.
Which one do you want me to look at? I can't look at all of these. Which one do you want me to look at?
Okay, we can do the one before the last one.
Do I need to have a link with a title company and have contracts ready before I start calling? No, you definitely don't. Use Gold Key TC for all your title needs. Gold Key TC for all your title needs. So second to last one, or you say last one?
No, the one before the last one.
Atkinson?
Okay, yeah, Atkinson, yes.
All right, I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'll run through it. I'm currently running 3 fix and flips of my own right now. Oops, too small. And okay, well, what a beautiful property, first and foremost. I love the way this house looks. Definitely going to need some fascia work here. Fascia, I don't really know how you say it. Looks like we had a leak in the kitchen. Going to need to redo that. Single family, right? Single family. Yep, single family. 5 beds, 4 baths. Excellent.
It got a good ARV too and strong comps.
Yeah, I'm checking it out right now. It's a very, very large beds and baths, very big property. Yeah, this is probably approaching $70,000 in renovation. You need new windows. Your new windows are going to cost you $8,000. You need a new roof, and because of the pitch of that roof, the roof is going to be more expensive. A steep roof like this, much more expensive, probably closer to $12,500. Then you're also going to need a ton of woodwork on the outside. The woodwork is probably going to cost you an additional maybe $7,000. What else do you have to do onto this property? Just on the exterior. We've done the wood, we've done the roof, we've done the windows. It's brick siding. I think that should be good for the back. The exterior should be good to go. Now that's just the exterior. Interior is probably another $60,000. That's probably another 60K in the interior. So let's call it 55. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this rehab could be like 80 grand, dude. This is a big project. That's a big project. It's, the house is just very cooked. So that's okay though. We're okay with that. I'm gonna grab your zip code and I'm gonna find out where this property is. Looks like it's in here, and I'm gonna see if we have any other large properties that are selling for this price. The rehab is a little bit scary, but it's feasible. Click apply, go from for sale to sold, see if we have anything else unique here like this. Price high to low. And your square footage is 2150. Man, your ARV is well above 200. Yeah, it looks like your ARV is like probably approaching 350. Yeah, man. I mean, you've got these right here, but these aren't really renovated. Let's look at this guy. Not really renovated. Yeah, man, your ARV is huge. You're probably looking at, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to say like 325 on the ARV, and that's pessimistic. You could definitely go for more. 320. We're going to go 320 on the after repair value. What do you think you could get this thing for? Hopefully like 70K?
Actually, I'm trying to send an email to the realtor because I don't have the CRM yet.
I don't know too much about it, Jack. We don't really assume loans. I do creative finance. So yeah, man, if you got this thing at like 75K, throw in your 85 rehab, 10,000 for closing costs, maybe 4,000 for holding costs. Hold on, I just had a realtor tell me their loan is not assumable, but that's not what we're doing. I have 7 new conventional loans, which are not assumable. And then I'm going to send her a video here, HUD 1. So you and your seller should be pretty familiar with this document. This is the HUD statement, HUD 1, prepared by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. And if you zoom into line 203 right here, it says existing loans taken subject to, which is also reiterated on line 503. This is one way that you can take over somebody else's debt, but there's like 5 other ways. You could also buy the LLC that contains the property. You could put it into a trust and then buy the trust off of the seller. So there's a ton of different ways to do it. And if we do this, your seller's credit score is still reset. You know, it goes back to where it was pre-purchase, and they can get new loans, new credit, whatever it may be. Okay, sorry, where were we? Yeah, so if we're in the deal for all of these fees right here, well, where did it go? Man, I don't know. So, oh, here it is. Okay. So you'd be in the deal for this much and it would sell for like 325. Yeah. So this is interesting, man. I'd offer 70 on this thing. It might be too big of a, well, maybe I'd take on something like this. It is a pretty cool house, but it is a massive project. I probably want to take on a slightly smaller renovation, but yeah, this is a deal for somebody. I'd hit them with 70K, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a hold of the realtor by the email because I still have a problem with the CRM. And
You need the realtor's email? I can get you that.
yeah.
PropStream shows us everything we need, guys. So if I go to PropStream and if I go to MLS details, here it is. Why 70K? Well, you have to be below list price when you're wholesaling on market real estate. That's how it works. And I can see that this particular property has been here for 40 days. So it's not that nobody wants it, but we want to get a discount for our buyers.
Okay. And can we see just the first one? Just the first one. Why isn't selling? Because it is in a great neighborhood. And I don't know about the comps, but I just need to know why it doesn't.
This property?
No, the first one I sent it to in the check the DM.
Checking.
Okay, the first one, yes. Which is 14364 Rutland.
All right, so why isn't this thing selling? Let's look it up on the street view really quick. I just want to see what it looks like. Looks like it's in a really nice neighborhood. It's a great neighborhood, yeah. And the house looks to be in good condition. Looking through our photos. That's a newer roof. Yeah, this is good. It's close to turnkey. It needs a little bit of work. And if you're like, well, what little bit of work does it need? Well, as I look in places like this and I see marks on the floor like that, and I see we don't have a dishwasher, I'm like, okay, we'll probably find a couple things in the inspection, maybe 5 to 10,000, maybe 10K worth of work in something like this. But for the most part, the house looks really good. I wonder what it would rent for. And as far as it not selling, maybe that's something to ask the realtor. I'd say, hey, have you guys been under contract before? If you ask a realtor, hey, have you been under contract before? What they will reveal to you will shock you. They're going to say, hey, yeah, we went under contract. And I was like, so what happened? Why didn't it close? And they'll try to say a financing issue, but there's probably more going on. So yeah, listed for we'll rent for $1,378, close to $1,400. Unfortunately, if we're renting for that much, we probably need to offer $65K. So they're asking $89. I'd hit them with $65 on this, and I could probably find you a buyer. Maybe 60 to be safe, because I think the inspection will come back with some interesting things in it. I don't know what it will come back with, but I just get a feeling that this will show some interesting inspection. Maybe it's the floor decisions that they've made, but I don't know. It just looks like it's in good condition, but might need small amounts of work. So yeah, I would hit them with 60 to be safe, 65 maximum. You could seller finance it too. Yeah, seller finance is totally an option. That's also an option. I don't even know why I was not thinking about that. They're totally right. You could totally seller finance it. Do you have buyers for land? Unfortunately not. That's the one type of deal I don't really do. Yeah, they have no mortgage on it, so we could make them another offer. You could offer them 100K. You could offer them maybe 12 to 15K down. That's a little bit high, maybe 12K down, 13K down. So 100K, 10K to the seller, 3K to the agent, and you can make the month. I mean, seller finance would be a great option here. This would be a great seller finance deal. My offer on seller finance, I'll put it in the chat. $100,000, $10,000 to the seller, $3,500 to the agent. Monthly payments of $600 per month, 6-year balloon. So that would be a great deal right there, man.
I will try my best and I will send the email and I hope they reply to me because I don't have the CRM.
Or 62.5 cash. 62, not cash, with a loan. 62.5 with the DSCR loan. Hey, Rich, I have an offer accepted for a renovated duplex, 20%. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Mo. Mr. T, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I found a turnkey duplex in Detroit. So it rents out for around $2,500 total. I originally offered $25K down, $1K a month, 6-year balloon, and the buyer covers closing costs and commissions. But then the realtor disclosed that there's an existing $150,000 mortgage with a $1,300 PITI
What's
payment.
the address?
The address is 4373 Balfour Road in Detroit, Michigan.
I've heard of this thing before. Oh, I haven't. This is great. Okay, so this is a beautiful property. I love it. They have a mortgage of how much? 130?
150 with 7.75 interest.
Okay. And how much does it cost monthly?
1,300.
1,300. And what does this property rent for? Like maybe 26?
2,500.
25. Okay. Great. So it cash flows well. They owe 150. They're asking 230. They've been there for 300 days, meaning that it's worth less than that. I might offer them 25K to take over their debt. Maximum 30K to take over the debt. Maybe 30K. Yeah. 30K to take over the debt is a good offer for them. But you could also, so you could spin it two ways. You could also offer them cash, but probably not. It's a little high. So I think we should do 30K flat out to take over debt plus closing costs. Sorry, I don't know why it's all caps. It's weird. Or we could do maybe $20,000 down with monthly payments of say $350 for the rest, and could add a maybe 5 to 6% rate on the equity they haven't collected. I don't know what you mean, Jamie.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be a great deal.
Really? Okay, I really appreciate it because his counter to me was 20K down for me taking over the debt.
20K down to take over the debt with no monthly payments? Dude, you'll make 10 to 15,000.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Dude, that's heat. If you get that accepted, type #submit, send it to my team. We'll have a buyer in 2 days for that.
All right, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Next, we have F. Sorry, I won't show me your name, but F.
Rich, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Facundo.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
I DM'd you the details. Please don't share the screen because it's not locked up yet, but they accepted the offer. I'm just waiting for the signed contract.
Beautiful. Tell me about those terms.
It's purchase price 280, 0% interest. The down payment is 30,000, and monthly payments are 475 with a 7-year balloon.
This is amazing.
It's been renovated, so it seems in great shape. One unit is occupied and the other one is vacant.
This is phenomenal. How long did it take you to get this?
It took me like 7 follow-ups because the agent wasn't answering, the sellers neither, but yep.
Love your
it's
deal.
all
Bro.
about the
Love your deal. This is a win. Great job, dude. You're crushing it. Amazing work.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll let you know as soon as I get it signed, okay?
Absolutely. Talk soon, man.
Thanks, bye.
See ya. Chungus, what's going on, man? Hello. How we doing? Guys, should we give away a bidet today? You guys want a bidet? Should we give away should we give away a bidet? Call me, bro. RJ, that looks like a wholesale deal. Do you own that house or is that a wholesale deal? I think or should we give away a bag of rice? I'll give you 2 options.
Hey, Richard, can you hear me?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm doing really well. How can I help you?
I needed help with this seller finance deal. It was a property that the condition was not very good and it wouldn't pass an inspection. So I did offer seller finance and I got a verbal yes. But I was kind of curious on how bad the condition could be. So I just wanted to send you the photos that the agent sent me for you to review to see if it would work for seller finance.
100% happy to help. Is this Smith Street?
Not give me a moment. Just give me a few minutes to send you the photos.
Guys, I think we have 3 options for you today. You can acquire the Quest S'mores bar. I really would love to just give away the Quest S'mores bar. The Quest S'mores bars, I'll give you a whole pack of them. You know, I'm taking a box of those to the Philippines. Let's do the wheel spin. We can do the wheel spin. I'm okay with that. How many grams of sugar does the Quest S'mores bar have? 0. What's so smacking about them? The protein, the macros, everything. The lack of sugar, the taste, the chocolate that they have in there. Oh my gosh. How much sucralose? I don't know, but it's some sort of sugar alternative. When are you going to the Philippines? A day and a half. Macros, 180 calories, 21 grams of protein, 0 sugar. How do you handle properties with a reverse mortgage? I don't. Chungus, you gonna send me that address? Hello? All right, we're gonna spin the wheel. Solid stats, right, bro?
Can you just give me a moment to just kind of get the photos, Richard?
I don't need the photos. Just give me the, well, I guess if there's no photos on Zillow.
Yeah, there's no photos on Zillow. The agent sent me the photos via text.
All right, gang. What are we gonna land on today? I spin this wheel daily. Pack of creatine. You guys are getting creatine. The giveaway today is creatine. We can either give you creatine in gummy form or creatine in powder form. That's what you're getting today. Creatine is great for women. Creatine is great for men. It's great for muscle development. It's great for brain health. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing. So we're going to pick our winner while this guy's figuring out what he's going to ask me. Yeah, I take 10 per day too, Jamie. Powder, yeah, I do the powder. I put it in a little glass, throw it back. It's great. As far as our question for today, we haven't done location trivia in a while. I'm going to post a picture of a city, and I want you to tell me where the city is. So I'm going to drop a picture of the city in the chat, and I need you to tell me which city, which skyline I have dropped in the chat, okay? So if you can tell me which city this is, we will give you some creatine. Can a bank end the mortgage if you do subject to? They can, but what I do is I make sure that a property doesn't sell. I put the property into a trust and they add me on as an owner without leaving the trust, but within the agreement of the trust, I say that I have all of the control. So here's my city. My city's in the chat. Where is this? Tell me where this is. Where is that? Where could that be? Oh, I see it. I see my answer. It's Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe, New Mexico. So here's the picture. This is what we have. This is Santa Fe, New Mexico. Isn't it pretty? I've always wanted to go to Santa Fe. That's Santa Fe, New Mexico. We dropped it in the chat and somebody answered correctly. Santa Fe. Are you a Santa Fe resident yourself?
No, I'm not.
How'd you know?
Just happy. I don't know. I actually looked at taking a vacation there recently, so.
Me too. Doesn't it look pretty? I really want to go. I've never been.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Has anybody been to Santa Fe? I mean, Santa Fe looks great, guys. I'd like to go to Santa Fe. Decent amount of money in Santa Fe. It looks like great. Seller finance in Santa Fe, bro. Find me one. I mean, I'll visit there. I visit there. It looks fun. I bet the heat is pretty overwhelming, but I'd love to go there. I have a mortgage takeover deal. It's complex, but it's a banger. Show me tomorrow, Jamie. Show me tomorrow. I'll still be here tomorrow. If it's in a trust, can you get a homestead exemption? What we do is we have the seller lease their portion of the trust to us so that it hits that homestead exemption. Okay, so DM me name, address, phone number, and we will ship you some creatine, okay? Would you rather have creatine gummies or creatine powder?
I'll do gummies. I actually already have some powder.
The gummies are kind of good. All right.
Richard, I sent you those photos via DMs.
Perfect. And then just DM name, address, phone number, and we will ship this over to you. Whoa. Add a new delivery address, and then we'll just add in his info. Oh, I lost him. Where did he go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, bro? Is it this guy or is that you? Was that the guy who I just had up?
Yeah, that I left the stage on accident.
All right.
I'll DM you.
All right. So this is a fix and flip. The house is cooked. For sure a fix and flip. Definitely not a rental property. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is a pretty desirable market. They're asking $325. What's your ARV?
The property is a duplex. It has one unit that's renovated and the other unit is not renovated. So that's why I did seller finance on the property. But the second unit, the tenant that's there, she just had a relative that passed away. So that's why you just see all those stuff that's there. But the unit definitely needs some renovation.
We could try to seller finance it, but I'd want to be like 5% down or less, maybe 5 to 7% down. But this looks like a hoarder lives in one unit and the other unit looks distressed. So I don't I don't think this is in great condition, man, and seller finance is not ideal for properties in bad condition. So I'd want a low down payment if I were to seller finance it. You could seller finance it, but low down payment ideally.
Okay, thank you so much, Richard.
Maybe 15K down on this to make up for the rehab needed.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this guy's information, and we're going to oh, we also need a phone number, but I think I see your phone number. Does your phone number end in 85?
Yeah, that's it.
Found it. Got it. Have you ever won anything else from us?
Actually, yeah, like last week I won the VIP or the lightning leads, but
Oh,
I think I
good.
forgot to
Did it get added
email
to,
on that.
Did it get added to your
I don't, not yet.
Oh, well, I put you in a chat with Grayshaw. Let me make sure that that happens. Oh, were you the guy who already purchased VIP? Was that you?
No.
Okay, okay, okay. Hey, Grayshaw, can you give him 1 month lightning leads, please? And then this creatine is going to be on the way, and the estimated time of delivery is tomorrow. Actually, you will have your creatine gummies tomorrow. Post a picture in the chat when it comes so people know it's real.
Gotcha.
Anyways.
Gotcha.
It's a magic trick. Oh, wow. It looks great. Looks great. Pam, I love it. Hell yeah. Should I get locked up like that, guys? You think that would look good on me or no? Maybe not. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. That's our 2.5-hour stream today. You may have another live stream speaker after this. So if I missed you or if I didn't get to one of your questions, no worries. You can still have other people help you out. And I am heading out today. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. All right. Now, to everybody who watched this and is just absolutely floored by the low equity stuff and getting a house for 0 to 10K down without qualification, I'm happy to show you the ropes. Hold My Hand Wholesale is $20, and if you want to meet one-on-one with me, there is a link in my bio. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have an amazing rest of your day.